Hey everybody, Garcia here, and today it's time to join the sorcerers and buy and sell the ingredients we need in Mystic Market. This is, of course, a fantasy-themed family-style game in which you are going to be picking up cards, purchasing them, collecting sets you want, and then selling those sets for a profit, ideally the biggest profit you can get. And then the price for that thing you sold will plummet. So it's kind of also a stock manipulation game, if you would. You are managing the prices of things, right? You are going to attempt to buy low and sell high, with some potions and some messing with your opponents thrown in for good measure. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at how this works. I'm going to explain it on the table here, and I will see you on the other side for some final thoughts. Here's what the game might look like set up and ready to go. We've got 5 ingredient cards face up. You've got 5 of these potions face up, their corresponding decks next to them. And then each player has a hand of cards, and they begin with some coins. You've also got this over here, this scale, which is going to represent the relative values of all of these different ingredients, the kraken tentacles and the pixie dust and the phoenix feathers, all of that stuff. So as you can see, there are 2 separate values on the track. These, by the way, are lovely little vials that will roll down as the ones further down are removed. So it's a very easy way to track relative values again. So here is what the 2 different scales here will mean on the side. The large number is how much you can sell a complete set for, and the small pip below that is how much it's going to cost you to buy that thing. So for example, the dragon scales here, if we turn in a complete set, will net us 5 coins, and buying one from the market will cost us 1 coin, all right? So let's go ahead and take a look at our hand. Each player would have, of course, their own starting money and their hand of cards. And it looks like we've got here 1 orc teeth, 2 of the phoenix feathers, and dragon scales. So on my turn, I'm going to do 1 action, and then I may also purchase some of these potions. I can craft the potions, as many as I want to, on my turn. That is not an action in and of itself. And then it'll be the next player's turn. We'll continue doing this until the game is over, and then we will see who has the most money. That player is going to be the winner. My 3 options for actions on my turn are as follows. I can, and you'll see them right here on this card. There you go. So the options are, I can buy ingredients, 1 or 2, and I'll pay as listed over here on the track. I can swap ingredients, 1 or 2, from my hand with the market, no cost associated with that. Or I can sell as many as I want to. So on my first turn, I am going to purchase. A full set, by the way, is listed on the card. So a full set of dragon scales would be 4 dragon scales. Same thing for the phoenix feathers. So my first turn goes like this. I'll spend 1 coin, put it in the supply. I'm going to buy phoenix feathers, and then we will replenish that. All right, we've got here some mermaid tears. And then for my second action, I'll buy another one. This one right here for 1 coin as well, and we will reveal a new card. And that's it. I do have a hand limit that I have to check, but I'm fine. It'll be the next player's go. That player might buy a couple of cards as well, and then it'll come back to me. Now on my turn, I'm going to sell. I'm going to sell ingredient cards. So I have a complete set of these phoenix feathers, so I could sell that. But I can sell as many sets as I want to. And in fact, I can even sell without having a complete set. I'll explain that in 1 second. Let's right now just sell these. So I'm selling a full group of phoenix feathers. I'm going to check their value. It's 6. I'm going to get 6 coins. I'm going to discard these phoenix feathers, and then we take it, and it goes all the way to the bottom of the scale. It becomes the cheapest thing. The demand has been met, and so it falls. Obviously adjusting possibly the value of many of these different goods. Now, one other thing to keep in mind is that you can also sell single cards. And while you won't make any money on doing that, you can adjust the values on the track. So I'm taking my turn back and showing you what else I could do. And again, I don't have a limit as to how many of these things I can sell. So I'm going to sell Orc Teeth instead, but it's a single card. I'm not going to make any money. So I sell Orc Teeth. I find Orc Teeth, and they go there. Then I'm going to sell Dragon Scales, but again, a single card. So no money for that. And then I'm going to sell my Phoenix Feathers now for a value of 8, netting me 8 coins and having that fall all the way to the bottom. And then it'll be the next player's turn. The final action is very simple. I really don't need to explain it much. Let's say this is what I have. On my turn, I can switch 1 or 2 cards with cards that are out here in the supply. You can also, by the way, purchase the top card of the deck for 2 coins. You don't know what you're going to get. It's always 2 coins. You might get lucky and buy one of these 2 things up here, or it might be something cheap and you actually overspent your money. Now, the other thing is acquiring, like I said, or crafting these potions. They all list 2 ingredients. So, let me give myself my entire hand back here, just for my explanation. And let's say I want to craft, we're going to craft this fortune serum right here. It tells you what is needed. In this case, 2 of the Phoenix Feathers. You'll discard that, and you will take this potion. Anytime you want to, you can drink this potion and put the effect into play. You're going to get some money, as listed in the profit, when you use it, and then you do whatever it says. You can play these at any time you want to, including on your turn or anybody else's turn. I personally would recommend you make the rule simply be you can play them on your turn. It doesn't really rob you of too much, except maybe a little extra meanness, and it's a little simpler to explain, to get around in the game. So that's my own suggestion. You just make these, you can play them anytime on your turn. You're not going to lose too much by doing that, and the clarity will go a long way. So these are going to do all sorts of things. Steal cards, make opponents discard cards, trade, swap, all sorts of, typical actions that you'll see in these kinds of games. So there you go. That's basically it. Only one last thing to explain, and that is that at the beginning of the game, we shuffle 3 of these 6 cards into the deck, and when they come up, they are going to shift the supply. There's 1 for each of the 6 different kinds of goods. They'll have a little blurb as to why suddenly something becomes really rare. So, for example, we have here the mermaid tears. It says, an entire shipment of mermaid tears was lost at sea, making them extremely rare. Adjust the value track. So anytime that happens, let's say the track looks like this. As soon as this card shows up from the deck, mermaid tears now go all the way to the top of the track, okay? They become the rarest thing. And again, of the 6, only 3 will show up at random points in this deck. There you go. That is everything. At the end of the game, you figure out, like I said, who's got the most money, and that player is going to be the winner. So let's go ahead and go back up top, and let me tell you what I think of the game. The first time I finished playing Mystic Market, I thought to myself, wow, I don't remember the last time I saw a game so targeted towards families. And this game certainly manages to hit just about every right beat when it comes to being designed for families to gather around, mess with each other a little bit, manipulate the market a little bit, and try to make money, right? So let's go ahead and dive into it. I'm going to tell you what I think of it. Now, I'm not necessarily myself in the target audience that I think this is for anyway, but I'll try to approximate that and tell you, ultimately, I'm hoping by watching the overview in this, that you'll know if this is something for you, if this is something for you and your family to enjoy. So let's start with the theme here. This is, normally I would say this theme is a little overplayed. Fantasy games come and go like nothing else. There are so many of them. But I'm thinking this is the kind of game that's designed more for the people that when they think fantasy and look at this, the first thing they think is Harry Potter and not Terra Mystica. If that's the case, then I think this is a solid setting, a solid theme. And they went above and beyond that by giving everything a name, which is lovely. Mermaid tears and this and that. That's very nice. And then also having those cards that manipulate the market have a little story on them, just a little blurb as to why the prize for something suddenly skyrocketed. I appreciate that. I think it helps with the immersion and storytelling out of the box. So kudos on that. Next up, aesthetics. And this is probably the biggest thumbs up in the entire package is the component quality and aesthetics of the whole game. The artwork is fantastic. I love it. It's very lovely. It's rich. It's engrossing. The component quality is superb. Card quality is great. The vials are lovely. The rack that they sit on and slide down, that's very handy, and it's fun to mess with. So the whole thing has a really, really high level of production. Replay value, I think it's fine. And again, I think for families, it's probably okay. I personally would have liked to have seen, just to make kick up the appeal just a little bit more, I would have liked to have seen alternate potions or potion sets that you can decide based on who you're playing with, which ones you put in. They could have given us, play with these if you want less nasty confrontation, play with these if you want a little bit more of an in-your-face feel, that sort of thing. As it is now, you don't get to graduate that feeling. You know what I mean? So I would have liked to have seen that. Not bad. It's just a little something above and beyond that would have been lovely. The game arc, the feel of the game as it travels through from its beginning to end. I think it's nice. I think most turns are very simple and straightforward, but whenever you do have a big splashy turn where you make a bunch of coins, that always feels good. When you are opportune, you have an opportune moment to do that, or you manipulate something in a particularly clever way and then make a bunch of money. Those feel great. Messing with your opponent, again, that's going to be fun. So game arc here feels very nice. The ease of play, how smooth it is to play. They give you player rates, even though the game is very simple. I appreciate that. I think every game of this kind, most games really, should include that. The turns are going to be smooth. My only little quibble here, as I said in the overview, is that I think the action cards should simply all just be played on your turn only. I don't think they should be on everyone's turn any old time. They're a little too lacking in structure for me. Just make it where you can play it on just your turn, and it really doesn't affect very much. You get to, have somebody discard a card. All that does is prevent them from buying it, and you immediately discard it. So I like being able to give everybody a chance to use it right before I take it, right? So they have a little window between buying it, and I just immediately, as soon as they pick it up, they go, discard it, okay? And again, it helps just the ease of play. Can I play this now? Oh, wait, I want to interrupt you. Don't do that yet. Take that back for a second. It eases it all up and makes it nice and clean and smooth. Lastly, let's talk about tactics and strategy and luck here. It's a very basic game. There are certainly things to think about, but it is a lucky game. You will be buying anyway, cards from the top of the deck, and sort of hoping that other people don't mess you over. But having said that, and it being so simple to play, this has got a really great example of a buy low, sell high market. It's got a nice dealing with unexpected and unforeseen circumstances in a volatile market. So there's good stuff here, and again, for such a simple game, you will be reacting to what your opponents are doing. You will be keeping sets, slowly watching it crawl up, hoping nobody else sells that thing and plummets it, right? Crashes it. What my favorite thing to do in this game is, and I love that rule is in there, that you can sell a set, and those are, depending on the thing, it's 4 or 3 or 2 of a thing. You can sell a set, the thing falls in price, and you make money, or you can sell a card, and the thing just falls in price, you don't make any money. That's fantastic, and you can sell as many things as you want to on your turn. That is such a great tool to manipulate, to mess with what's going on. You see your opponent getting close to a big sale. You can sell just the one thing in that type and have the price really fall on that. To mess with them, to hold them back, to, again, just manipulate the market. So there are certainly things to think about here, and I think kids especially are going to enjoy discovering the ways they can mess with their opponents in the game over multiple plays. So there you go. Again, this is not the kind of game that I would say is for me. But if I was going to play, or for me all the time, let's call it. If I was going to play this kind of game, some meanness, some take that, more than perhaps I'd like in most games, this is a fantastic choice for that, because the components are going to make the experience much richer, and the game has things to think about. And fun turns, and it's going to be quick too. It doesn't outstay its welcome. So I like it. I recommend it for anybody looking for this style of game. If you're cool with the theme, you like the money, and then all of that making money vibe. It's just very simple to understand. Also, who wins? Most money. I think this is going to be a good one. This is going to get a solid 7 out of 10 from me, which is a seal of approval. Check this one out. Put it on your list if you want to go to the Mystic Market and do a little buying and selling and crafting. There you go, everybody. That's it for me. My name is Garcia. I'll see you on the next one.